Here's something that I wanted to emphasize, at least going into the college process. And I think I touched on it earlier. Going into the college process, I think most students underestimate just how much time they'll end up spending writing. If you want to compile an effective college application, you have a lot of things to write. So there's the 650 word personal statement, which, 650 words is not exactly a novel, but it can often be really challenging to actually figure out how to cut down the story you want to tell into 650 words. And so the personal statement takes a lot of time because it's difficult to cut, and it's also very important. And so you'll spend many, many rounds of revisions polishing that product to make sure it's representing you in the way you want to. And then you have supplemental essays. For most individual colleges have, 1 to 3 supplemental essays. And, some of the higher tier schools like Stanford, for example, Stanford has 3 250 word essays, but then a number of shorter questions as well. So the writing process is fairly laborious and time intensive for the college applications. And so we wanted to kind of put together this visual to show students that applying to college is more than just putting together a balanced and reasonable list and deciding on your major and making visits to campuses, but also a lot of writing goes into it. For the college application coaching at StandOutPrep, we help with a number of things. One thing is helping students come up with a balanced college list and also to make strategic decisions about where to apply early and whether to apply early action or early decision versus regular decision to different places. So that's one part of the college application coaching process. We also think with students about what would be a good major for them to choose and what would be a major in which they would be a competitive applicant. So those things both can help strengthen a student's application and ensure that they are applying to schools where they have a good chance to get in. And then, especially for me, I'm someone who specializes more on the writing side of things. And for me, I love working with students on their writing. I love it as a high school teacher, and I love it especially as a college application coach. For me, I view it as a form of creative writing. And that's what I went to graduate school for, because in a lot of the most successful personal essays that you write, you're writing, as I said earlier, a personal essay, but you're using a lot of literary techniques. Almost every college application coach you'll come across will tell you that the first thing you need in a personal statement is a strong hook. And it's usually going to be a scene of something that happened in your life. And you're going to write that scene in literary style, almost as if you're, writing a scene in a book or something. For me, part of the process is creative writing. And then it's also great to get to know students. When I get to work with students one-on-one as a college application coach, I get to understand who those students are, sometimes even better than I know the students who are in my, high school classrooms, because I get to talk with those students one-on-one. I get to ask them more in-depth questions about their interests and their experiences. And so I find that to be a meaningful experience. And of course, I'm trying to help students represent themselves in the best possible way to create the strongest application that's going to showcase their academic interests, but in their values and their personality, but especially their intellectual vitality and their enthusiasm, their desire to continue to get better at something, whatever it is that they're really interested in.